doing today, Cobby?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
I'm doing amazing.
Yeah, how was your day?
It was amazing. It was great. Wasn't too cold today, so that's
Really?
a good one. Yes.
I mean, where you from is so cold, though.
Compared to other days that we've had.
Oh, really? Thank God.
So I wouldn't.
Yeah. Oh,
I wouldn't say it was too bad.
Yeah, and it's Saturday.
It is.
It is. Ain't you going out?
No plans whatsoever. Okay, so I think we're just going to dive into a topic for today. And the topic today is, do you leave the 80% you have for the 20? Or do you, when you have 80%, are you able to ignore the 20% that you don't have? Because of course we are all not perfect, so.
Yeah, it's true. That topic goes to a lot of people. And I think this is a good topic that we have to discuss. And a lot of people have been asking about this. And I'm happy that you chose this topic. Talking about 80 and 20, what do you think why people always choose the 20 over the 80? Well,
I think with my experience and from what I know, I think most of the time people actually think that, okay, you stay with someone for a very long time. Maybe you're looking for a woman that has this and that, or for a man that has this and that. Okay, now this person checks all the box 80%. But then that little 20, you just can't. And most of the time, the 20 is something very petty that you can actually overlook. There are things that doesn't take so much from your pocket, doesn't take so much out of your table. It just doesn't. But one thing that I realized is that a lot of the time, people always think it's greener on the other side. Forgetting that, if you do water yours, it's going to be greener too.
Oh, yeah. Does it always work? Like, do they regret about it?
I think one thing that I've realized is that most of the time, when they leave the 80%, you know what happens? So they meet the other person and then they see the 20% that was missing over there because they're in the honeymoon phase, okay? It doesn't click in.
Doesn't click in.
It doesn't click in at the initial stage. It usually clicks in after the honeymoon phase.
But if they leave the 80 and get 100, how about that?
Well, if you get 100, good luck. But I bet you there's no 100 out there.
No, but there is.
There isn't.
That could be.
Because if you're telling me there's 100, then that means that we're perfect. We have no flaws. We have what? We're just perfect human beings.
But some people are perfect.
No, I don't believe in that.
Really?
No, I don't. I don't believe that we're all perfect and we're 100%. No, I don't.
You don't believe it?
No, I don't.
So you think there is no perfect guy or perfect girl?
No, everybody has a but.
You sure?
Yes, I am sure. Everybody does.
Really? So all these love bears that we see on TV is just a fiction or what?
Because you see, that's the thing though. I think sometimes we get confused with what we're seeing on TV. You can't compare someone's fiction to your reality. That's a different thing. Okay, so most of the time we see a lot of things on TV and we're looking at it and we're trying to live according to what we're seeing on the screen. We don't live with these people. For all you know, that person has been beaten overnight, punched many times, and has put in on a makeup and is there shooting. You don't know. Okay, people will only tell you what they want you to hear. I think with me, that's what... They're not going to tell you, oh, this and this. And to me, I cannot compare someone's fiction to my reality. That's fiction for me.
Yeah, also, I think there's some reality in it. So some people also kind of, the ones that we are looking on TV, maybe it's 100% love and perfect relationship. You don't believe that?
Well, I don't think there's nothing like perfection. I think you like I said in our last episode, you work to make it the perfection that you want to create. But there's nothing really like, oh, I meet this perfect person, or this person is perfect. The goal here shouldn't be perfection though. Right? It shouldn't, because no one is perfect. I don't think the focus should be on if someone is perfect. It should, because I always have this thing that there will always be red flags.
Red flags.
There will always be one.
Most people that leave that 20%, if there is always red flags. But they're still choosing the 20 over the 80.
But guess what? When they choose the 20, okay, when that 20 is chosen over the 80, and they realize that, a couple months down the road, a year down the road, when the 80 has moved on, the one that was giving you the 80%, they realize, damn it. I mean, I fucked up. They will be looking for Mrs. 80. Yeah, and then at that time, it's too late. She's moved on and gone with the winds.
And gone with the wind.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the 80 and the 20, not to be gender specific about this, mostly, is it women or men that...
It goes both ways. I've seen some women where they are with a good man, gives them everything. They're getting all the checkbox that they want from a man. And that little thing, maybe the man doesn't flush the toilet when he goes to the bathroom, or something very petty, that little 20, and they cannot overlook that little thing. You're gonna let all that 80% go because they can't. Because I just look at it like, okay, if that little thing, because if people are actually investing in their relationship, that 20% shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be a challenge for the relationship.
Why would you say that to suffer the 20% if you can get 100% or 90%?
Once again, you're getting me wrong. There's nothing like 100% out there.
Okay, not 100, but 99%.
99%.
Yeah.
Okay, my point, what I'm trying to say here is that we're just trying to work with numbers here. Yeah. Because we're looking at 80% as being 8%. Now that 2%, okay, if it's something that you can live with, because at the end of the day, like I said before, there will always be red flags, but you need to know what you are able to deal with and what you're able to live with and cope with. Yeah. Because you need to also have like a good coping mechanism and strategies as well with that, 20%. Because with me, I mean, if I meet someone who gives me that 80%, I'm going to take and run with it.
Yeah, but also, don't you think that you are limiting a lot of people? Because like 80% is the 20% that they are lacking. That you do a lot of good things, but that 20% that you are lacking is what, for me,
makes me important to you.
Yeah, makes me happy.
Well, like this, so that's where the individual differences comes in. If you feel like, now, I think I want to make it clear here, that doesn't mean people can't go for 90% or 95%. But all I'm trying to say is that there's nothing like perfection or 100% out there. There's nothing like that. But then if you feel that, you know what, this person is great to me, they're kind to me, they check all the boxes, and I think what I want from 100%, they give me 80%. But, this little 20%, I can't let it go, and you're going to dump all that 80% and go because of the 20%. Well, then that's your call.
Saying that you should take the 80 and just...
No.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you're saying.
No, that's not what I said. Like,
I feel like you think that 80% is good.
That's like I said in my last statement. Like I said, people can... Maybe the one you get might be able to give you 90%. Maybe the one you might meet might be able to give you 95%. And like you said 100%. I bet, I know I will never meet that 100%, but I don't know if it does. I don't know if it does.
Is it based on your experience?
It's not based on my experience, but I don't think it actually exists.
Why? It's based on your experience.
No, it doesn't.
Is it something that you have read?
No, it's not something I've read.
It's not on your experience.
It's not my experience. I think as I've grown up as a woman and as I learn every day, because learning is an ongoing thing.
So experience is what learning. Learning.
Yeah, and then hearing other relationships and seeing other relationships and what human beings are capable of doing and what we actually do. The 100% is just to me. I feel like we're deceiving ourselves.
So we are living in a bubble. When I talk about bubble, I mean, a lot of people think that we live in a perfect world and there is a perfect world, a perfect man or a perfect woman waiting for them. And they can get all the 100% that they are looking for. So that's why I think a lot of people make that choice. Yeah, and it will be very painful when you know that the thing that is dear to you, your partner is not able to provide it for you. But the 20% might be your things
more
that
like valuable to you.
yeah, kind of you hold dear. What do you think about that?
You know what? That's a tricky one. Like I said, if you feel like the 20%, it's all that you so want, and that will make your soul happy, and you feel like, you know what, like it's an individual preference too, right? If you feel like, okay, you know what, this 20% that I want so bad, I don't care if I have this 20% and I don't have the 80%, then that is your choice. Yeah. Right? So that's a choice people have to make, though. So you're making this choice, realizing that, okay, when this 20% is what I want, I'm not going to regret anything about it. Because trust me, 20% is so little compared to 80. Mm-hmm. Okay, but if that's what gives you peace, and if that's what puts food on your table, and if that's what gives you everything you want, then no, because like you were saying that like we don't live in a perfect world, and I think it's about time people need to know this world is a wicked place.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think people need to realize that, you know what, I don't know if we're having some sort of fiction or whatever and trying to not believe that, okay, we do not live in a perfect world at all. We are not even close to being perfect. It's not a perfect world in any shape or form.
All these movies are kind of fictional.
To me, I think they're fiction. I cannot compare someone's fiction life to my reality. Me sitting here right now and my life, it's a reality. What I'm looking on the screen, YouTube, all these social media, to me, it's a fiction for me. I don't know what goes on in their life. I don't know what goes on in their daily life. I don't even, like, a lot of them only tell us what we need to hear and see, right? So it's not so much about, it's just unfortunate that we live in a world whereby, the media and electronics, all these gadgets have taken over our life completely. But unfortunately, I wouldn't say that, we live in a perfect world. And so therefore, we need to get a perfect partner. If you are looking for a perfect partner, then you have a long way to wait. That's my opinion right there, because there's nothing like perfection.
You wanted to ask me a lot of questions about it because you think
I think you're being biased.
I'm being biased. So you go on, ask me.
So the question that I have is, as a man, all right, and most of the time I know with men, there's so much being a man, and I always tell myself, in my next world, I will never be a man. Too much responsibility that comes with being a man. So my point is, if you're a man and you're with a woman you want to settle down with now, everything you want, like out of the 100%, they check 80%. Now you see 20% on that side, okay? Mm-hmm. That 20% they can't give you. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do? Are you going to, as a man, okay, are you going to drop that 80% with that woman and go for that 20 because you're in a honeymoon phase, okay? How does I just want to hear a man's perspective, like, and what?
Yeah, I mean, men, we have things that, I won't speak for all men, but I mean, for myself, I think I have some things that I hold dear to. Like, that's what I'm looking for.
Exactly.
Maybe I met the person, and before she used to do all these, then she stopped. Mm-hmm. But now she's doing other stuff that, I mean, it's good. But that 20% is no more. So for me, if it comes to that, I think I will have a conversation with her. Okay. But if things are not going right, a lot of men, I mean, and we get that 20% from somewhere, kind of, and we are happy there. It's not, something can happen. I mean, I'm not saying, I'm not talking about cheating or something, but I'm saying what we want. I think you have to do your best to provide for us. Mm-hmm. If I'm able to provide what you really want,
it should go both ways. Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people really don't know their partners and stuff, and we do things for our partners that we think it will make them happy. Mm-hmm. But I think you have to know what I want.
So it will have to boil down to the person knowing what your love language is.
Yeah, my love language is.
Yeah,
and do that. But some people think, oh no, this is what I can provide. this is it. No matter what. So
Yeah.
if you take it or leave it or...
Yeah. But I think it all boils down to having a conversation.
Yeah,
Okay?
but the conversation always... I know people always say conversation. Like the conversation, we always say the conversation. We have it, but it never comes to fruition. Yeah, we can have the conversation. But you are not...
You're still not pulling through it. Okay, what do you think? Because I always think that, you know what, when partners do have conversation, I do believe that they need to set some sort of reachable goals, because sometimes we do set some goals that are not reachable. They are not achievable. Okay. Now, if you're telling someone that, okay, you maybe, I like that you make dinner for me every evening. Do you think that's realistic? You requesting that? Because I always look at it that way. If the table was supposed to turn around, now if the woman was requesting, I want you to do the laundry every weekend.
Yeah, I mean, if I have to do the laundry every weekend and you are doing other things for me, I mean, it's the weekend. What kind of...
Yeah.
You haven't asked much. But
I'm just saying, like in a busy world whereby, and with this millennium world and the generation, the woman is working, making money, raising kids, also taking care of the family and doing all this. So sometimes asking that she comes home and because I do know some men that even when the food is cooked and put in the fridge, they still want the woman to come and warm it up for them.
Yeah, because...
Okay, so now...
for me, when I was meeting you before, this is what I was. And I've already told you, I mean, this is how it started. So why are you going to change now that you can do that thing for me? Kind of.
You see, that's where I always tell people that don't start something that you can't finish. Because trust me, like sometimes we need to be realistic with ourselves. You know what you're starting, you're never going to finish it. And I'm not a man, but from what I've seen, as soon as that thing changes, according to a man, your behavior has changed. You have changed as an individual. Yeah, you're not longer the Trina that I used to know. Yeah. You know.
What you're saying is, men, we are logical thinkers. I mean,
women are emotional thinkers.
Yeah, so
we agree that
your thing have changed, but it's based on your own decision. Kind of, I don't want to do with it. We see it. But if it's about circumstances and stuff, and then that one we accept it.
Okay, wouldn't you think for someone to stop something that you're doing, that because I don't believe that people just stop what they're doing or what they enjoy doing. One thing that I always realize is that I wouldn't want my partner to feel like this is your obligation. I want you to, because I feel like when you're telling people to do something for you, if you don't make it an obligation, they get more excited to do it because you're not pinning it on them like, it's your job. You belong here and I need you to do this. Once it's not set that way and people actually find joy in doing what they're doing, and that's when I always say that you need to also know what your partner also really enjoys doing. Some people like going for grocery and it's not a big deal. If I know that's what you enjoy doing, yes, that's your time because you enjoy doing that. But if you know that this person doesn't like cooking, okay, and you're constantly requesting that they cook breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they don't like cooking. That's something you know. And that's something you knew from the beginning. So you now telling them that you're requesting breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you want them to be doing that 365 days in a year.
So I feel like most women always use that food thing to make a decision.
Not
like
food per se.
How cooking and stuff.
Not food per se. Even in terms of taking care of children, doing laundries, doing pick up and drop off at school. Not just that. It's not just cooking, but I do realize that people find more joy and happiness in the things that they enjoy doing instead of them being pinned to it or being told, okay, you have to do this. You know, I do understand certain things comes with being an adult, okay? And when you're an adult and you're married, you have family, there's certain things that comes with it, with raising children and all that, right? There's some people that, like for example, someone will be like, a husband taking care of his children, and they make it, as parents, we don't need gratitude for taking care of our children. We brought them to this world. So what is it? But some people will expect that. Some wife will expect that because they took time off because their child was sick to stay home with the child. They need gratitude for that.
Back to the underlying topic, like, can we make someone that have all these and add it to it, the 80%, and just add that another 10% to it? So can also love, like if we have that conversation, can't you do your best also to improve from that 80?
Yeah, you can. And then it's also about, because most of the time when we have a conversation with someone that, okay, you know what, this is what you're doing, I don't like it, we expect the person turns around 360, boom, at once. No, to me, I feel like if you see the person is making an effort towards the conversation you had, what effort are they making to make that little baby steps and the changes are very important. You don't expect that someone has been doing something for 30 years of their life and all of a sudden you want them to change from that. It's very difficult. It's not realistic. What you're expecting is not realistic. But if you see they're making effort, you told them that, hey, when you finish eating, can you just not leave the plate in the sink? I want it in the dishwasher. Guess what? They start putting it in the dishwasher, but they forget one time. That's okay. They make an effort. They made an effort to remember to put it in the dishwasher. It's the effort the person put forth because it takes time for people to, someone is not also going to change for you. They're only going to make adjustment to things.
You give me the reason why some people are deluded, living what they are watching is Hollywood.
That's fantasy.
They're fantasy, but they are very grown people, grown-up people that still do it. So why are people doing that? Living all these good 80% and still going with a 20 or going to see someone?
You know what? At that point, I don't know if I would say they really don't know what they want, or maybe intellectually they are not up there yet. Because you know what? How grown you are doesn't mean that intellectually you're up there. Right? You could be a grown man and be 30 years old, but when we think of it, you actually function like a 20-year-old intellectually. So
I thought age comes with wisdom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So even though you're a grown man, you look tall, you look whatever, you're 30 years old, but then intellectually, you're a 20-year-old man. I'm sorry. Or you're a 20-year-old woman because you're just not there yet.
Oh, okay.
And that's just the way it is. So how are you able to differentiate between this is a good catch or this is a good buy compared to, because anyone that will say, I have 80%, but I do want to leave it for 20. Oh, come on. There's no conversation after that. I think at that moment, I'm just done because how are you going to bridge it? How?
Some women do that, but why do you think some women do it?
Some women,
From a woman's perspective.
From a woman's perspective, you know what I think it is? I think at that moment, most of the time, I think they're looking at what they're getting at that moment from that 20%. And then also, if they're in the honeymoon phase, most of the time, they don't really actually think deep about what happens after the honeymoon phase. Okay. And now, because after that honeymoon phase, you realize, okay, this 20% is actually something I can deal with. Or it's something it's very petty. I can actually have a coping mechanism or strategy to deal with this.
Yeah.
Why would I leave all that good 80%?
80%.
The person is present, you're providing, they're taking care of family, they're present with you, they're showing you so much love and care, they're patient with you, they uplift you in so many ways. But maybe that 20% is that sex that is not too good.
Sometimes 20% is the attention.
And so, yes. So, the thing is that I think we need to know, because if a man is there, going, taking care of the family, providing everything, okay, expect that they'll be lacking in something. Now, if a man that is going out there, you should expect that lack of attention, you might not get 100% attention. They will make effort to take you out here and there because they're making efforts, or you've probably communicated to them, you know what, I think this and this and this, and I think we're not spending enough time, and I would love us to spend more time. Now, if they start making an effort, you need to appreciate that. Because this is the same man that is going out there, coming, paying mortgage, putting food on the table, even dropping the kids off in the morning, because maybe in the other way, you're even a stay-home mom. Then you get what I mean. So if a man, it goes both ways, even for a woman too. If he's providing all this, expect that he'll be lacking something. Because you could see a man that will also give you romance, attention, flowers, dinner, all that 9 yards. Guess what? Communication sucks. He does not know how to talk. He does not even know how to express themselves. They don't even know how to resolve conflict. So it's more like a give and take.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't know if I don't know if I'm making sense.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean,
you don't expect that you're gonna have it all.
You just convinced me.
I did, eh?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I'm a good client.
Yeah, Trina.
I just convinced him.
She's my girl here. You convinced me. I mean, for real. I know. Why would you leave the 20, the 80 and go for the 20? I think men out there should take notes of what you said, and also women should also know about this. I mean, no one is perfect, as you said. Mm-hmm.
So do you think when the men go and they choose the 20%, do you think that's the reason why most men always go back to their ex?
Okay, that one it depends on some variables. So maybe we going to our ex will be like, do we have children with them?
But children is not a good reason.
No, I'm not saying that. I mean, before we come back, really, there have to be something that still holds us.
Okay.
There. Because if I'm leaving the other one, I can go with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was like, there's still something there with me and her that's bounding us. Like, it's going to be part of us forever. So, why don't I go with the same girl that has my seeds? I have my, so, I mean, I think that's my 2 cents about it.
Okay, I think I'm going to, you know why? Mm-hmm. Most of the time when they end up going back to their ex because they realize, that 80% was right there and I left it, they realize they fucked up.
No.
Okay? They fucked up and realized that, you know why? Oh my goodness. I need to find out if this woman is still single or is still available. Oh. They go out there and they realize, you know what they see out there is actually not the reality. So as soon as that kicks in, they're rushing back like a puppy. They realize that, okay, you know what? It's more or less like having a diamond and throwing it away for gold. Pretty much. How can you throw away gold for bauxite? It just doesn't make sense. So once it kicks in and they realize that...
Yeah, okay, let me tell you something. Maybe gold, the value, it never changes.
Diamond? How can you because it depends. It also depends on the size and all that. Mm-hmm. I know because that's the right. Once they go out there and they realize that, you know why, and I've actually had a conversation with a friend of mine one time where, who the child, the man that he's with, she constantly goes like, how did I miss this? Because I knew that and I said, my dear, it's done. You need to just focus on where you are right now. And most of the time too, we take advantage of what we have.
Yeah, we do.
We take advantage of what we have at that moment instead of seeing ourselves as, I am so blessed to have this person in my life. They give me this, they give me that, they give me this, or, they bring this joy in my life. They add value, they do this. But most of the time, we take advantage.
It's true. As you said, we take advantage. And so people out there, you have to be happy with what you have. I think 80%, you have it.
You can't go wrong with that.
You can't go wrong with that. I mean, this one, 80 is perfect. I mean, even doing a test, 80 is what? It's
A is
excellent.
a B.
A B?
Yes, depending on the course that you're taking.
Yeah, so in uni, if I get B,
It's pretty good.
I'm gonna work in Facebook or Apple in my field. I mean, so it was good, and I think we had a good conversation. Always tune in every Wednesday and Thursday. We'll bring a good episodes. Trini, do you want to say something right now?
Yes, we do. One thing that we want to know is let us know what kind of topics you guys want to, hear us talk about, what your interests are, and we will definitely, put it in our episodes and try and talk about it. So we do want to hear back from you guys. We need more feedbacks. We want to know what you want to hear us talk about moving forward.
Cobby and Trini, sure.
Bye.